Oh, hello pilot. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Another Swiss 001 flight simulator video. Today we're back in a very interesting flight simulator. Guess what flight simulator that is? Yes, Aerofly. Yes, one of the many flight simulators that there are out there. There's also Aerofly FS2 for the desktop, also for mobile, but that's a whole other story because it's actually, I think they even have a different developer team. It doesn't really matter. Yeah, this flight simulator is known as one of the best flight simulators out there. It is incredibly realistic and the graphics are incredibly good, but there are some drawbacks to this flight simulator too. What I've already said and what I'll say again is that this flight simulator is heavily underrated. So let's check it out today and compare it especially to Microsoft Flight Simulator that came out last year. So you guys always ask me, well, what is the flight simulator to get right now? Because, you know, there's so many of them now. X-Plane, P3D, Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020, and apparently also Aerofly. So that's really compare it to Microsoft Flight Simulator, which is probably the best flight simulator you can get right now. But anyway, to everyone that wants to get into flight simulation, I recommend Microsoft. But let's check out Aerofly and compare it because there's some things it does better. Let's actually start off. We're here in this A320. Let's get back into the cockpit where we were earlier. See, I can't really get around with these views. There we go. No! In the cockpit. There we go. Very nice. Now, in this A320, obviously, the cockpit is what they put a lot of work in the developers. For example, every switch here genuinely works, which is a thing that does not exist in Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020. It has very limited switch uses. For example, in Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020, you may know this good old in-op sign that means, okay, the switch does not work. We didn't implement it into the Flight Simulator. But here, literally everything works. All of the emergency switches. Something that even does not work in Microsoft Flight Simulator is the fire extinguishers. They do completely work here, and that was not particularly smart. I hope I didn't engine the... Oh, no. Okay, never mind. Engine still works, great. And, oh, we should probably take off. There we go. Well, also the physics are a lot better than Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020. Let me just say that. This is really, compared to Microsoft, a pro flight simulator for sure. Every switch in the planes that they have, they work, and it's very realistic. That's what they put a lot of work in. Let's talk about the graphics. They're, of course, not as good as Microsoft Flight Simulators. They're, you know, the clouds are not super good. The scenery is okay, but, you know, it's 3D buildings are not that much of a thing here, but generally though the graphics are pretty nice. I mean, this thing came out in 2018 or 17, so it's, you know, almost like 3 years old, I guess. So, you know, the graphics are of course not the newest. That's what we've got to say, of course. All right, meanwhile, let's actually go ahead and check out some other aircraft. See, what the cool thing about this flight simulator is that it's very quick. When you just pick another aircraft, the loading times are super quick. I mean, we can check out maybe a 737-500, an old school 737. Let's check that one out. Here we go, starting, loading, and it's gonna be there in a jiffy. Yep, there we go, very fast. In Microsoft Flight Simulator, it takes like 20,000 minutes to load everything in. That's another good one. Oh wow, this actually looks even better than the A320, doesn't it? Wow, looks very nice, this plane. I would even go as far as saying it looks better than X-Plane, but probably a lot of people are going to be offended by that, so yeah. Okay, let's go into the cockpit. There we go, cockpit. Oh wow, this is very beautiful here. Let's test the functionality. Does every switch work too? I cannot open this one. Service interphone. Hey, great. APU generator. All these switches actually do work here. I mean, that's pretty nice to see. This is some paper quality plane here that we would normally pay $30 off of the stores. That's really nice. And in general, we have a very nice plane selection. 747, 777, Cessna, King Air, ECT, a helicopter. Yeah, why not? I mean, really just what we have in mobile as well. Very, very nice. But that is also needed because there's one major drawback that this flight simulator has and probably will always have, and that is the lack of add-ons. I mean, here we go. Here we have the add-ons, and this is pretty much all the add-ons that there are to download, right? I think so. These could be planes, like the Q400 here. We have to buy that one. How much does that cost? Oh, it's actually free to download. Oh, damn. Okay, that's nice. We haven't actually talked about the major drawback of this flight simulator, besides having not a lot of add-ons, and that is the location. This is exactly the case with the Aerofly FS2020 on mobile, you know, from the same company. You can only fly here in the California state, pretty much the southwest of in the US, which is something that sucks. Yeah, if you download this game, which is by the way like 40 gigabytes on, you know, start off, you only get this region to fly in. Then you can buy some other regions. What I did was I actually bought, for example, Lucla scenery for $30, and it's pretty expensive, $30. Let me just also say the flight simulator itself costs $60, so I paid overall $90 for this. flight simulator now, which is money I'm never getting back because this video is never going to make any bucks, but that's another story. The thing is now I just bought this. This is another problem. Maybe this is my problem, but it's now downloading the whole game again, 65 gigabytes. I was literally about to record and I just thought, let's get the scenery there and check it out. Now it says 65 gigabytes. Okay, that sucks, but that's probably the thing with Steam. I don't know. This is nothing about the flight simulator itself. But yeah, add-on selection and especially location is a big problem. Again, you cannot fly to, where are we here? New Mexico or Texas? This just doesn't exist here in the flight simulator, especially Texas as well. But Asia, you pretty much have not much of Asia, or South America or something. Should I recommend this flight simulator to everyone who just wants to fly around the world? Definitely not, okay? Because you're gonna have to spend a lot of money to just go to some place, normally is not too acceptable these days anymore. I mean, we've had global flying and flight simulator since 2004. I mean, probably even longer, right? So it's a little weird that we don't have this here. But there is a usage of this flight simulator that actually I haven't really touched yet, this whole topic, and that is VR flying, because this flight simulator has VR. And one other thing, it is especially performance that this flight simulator has. I'm now running this on completely ultra settings, and my computer isn't super good. It is of course quite a good PC, and we have no control of the plane now. Oh, autopilot is activated. That's a little bad. Help. Okay, autopilot just crashes into a mountain. What was I gonna say? Oh yeah, I was gonna talk about the actual performance of this flight simulator, because the performance is absolutely immaculate. A lot of computers can run this. This even runs on Mac, by the way. If you want something that can run on Mac, this one will do, and this one will do very well. Then this is definitely for you, for sure. And now this plane works again. That's great. Spawn in. I've seen actually a lot of museums and companies that have VR headsets use this flight simulator because it's runs so well and it's so nicely compatible. It's basically built for VR. That's very great. Okay, let's just somewhat come down here. Short runway, huh? Catalina Island. Looks very nice, this place here, doesn't it? Let's go ahead and put the reverse thrust up. Does that work? Please just work. Reverse thrust all the way. Oh, we've actually stopped. Wow. 747 has stopped nicely. Let's maybe see. Do we have replay here? Pretty sure we do, but I don't know how to use it. Great. Yeah. Of course, other than just the thing about the global flying, this plane lacks some other things too. Like it doesn't have multiplayer. It doesn't, again, have a community to it, pretty much. This is really a very unsocial flight simulator. But at least you can land a 777. I mean, there is no 777 for Microsoft Flight Simulator, duh. That's good. I don't know. But you know what Microsoft Flight Simulator cannot do is press, actually we cannot press anything because we're not in a pilot position, but we press a lot of buttons, and it doesn't have a 777 for sure. And it doesn't have a pilot here either. Doesn't this look great how he moves the throttle and flies the plane? I don't know what I'm doing. Hello there. This is actually, oh damn, that's some interesting wrist here too, of course. But yeah, that's pretty much all that is to Aerofly FS2. It's not particularly cheap, again, at 60 bucks. I made a bad financial decision here, because is this game really worth it? I wouldn't say so, honestly. But is it still great? Yes, it's like a middle thing, right? It's a very great flight simulator, but it just doesn't hold up to the newer ones like Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020. It just kills everything. Really, I would recommend you just get the new one, and that's all you need to fly around properly, right? So yeah, guys, thank you so much for watching today's video. We're now upside down, and I'll see you guys. Talking about upside down, there's no Australia in the flight simulator either. And I'll see you guys tomorrow, as always. Good night. Nice looking cabin, though. On YouTube, like Block, Mubarak, Junk in the Trunk, Rafal, Oman the Human, DJ Straw, Deload, Tyler Park, Ian from Osk, Gurkham, Stefan Smeethofer, Moritz Wellhausen, Tuppy Cook, Great Crime John, No You, Laird Islama, Government Pasta, Calamity Airlines, Kelly Chaos, Philip Cherrier, Signs, Maz Kaleg, Rodolfo, New York, Ollie H, Blue Aviation, Cheese Doritos, Shadow.